Today, I want to talk about hope and how important it is for us to have hope and belief that we can create a better future. In this month's book, Arate by Brian Johnson, I read a story about swimming rats. And what Brian Johnson shared is that back in the 1950s, a Harvard-educated researcher named Curt Richter was based out of Johns Hopkins and was doing research on rats. And ultimately, what he found is that if you put rats in water and just allow them to swim nonstop, they can swim about 15 minutes before they drown and die. But right before they reach that 15-minute threshold, if you pull them out, dry them off, give them a little chance to rest, and then put them back in the water, not only will they swim for another 15 minutes, they can swim for 60 hours. 15 minutes if they don't get saved that one time, pulled out, dried off, and then put back in, and 60 hours if they just get that little reprieve. That's 240 times as long. I don't know about you, but anything I could figure out how to do 240 times better or longer would be of interest to me in my life. And Brian Johnson summarized this so well. He said the difference between these rats that could only swim for 15 minutes and then they drowned versus these rats that swam for 60 hours was one simple thing, and it's hope. They had been pulled out, they had been saved once, they had been taught to believe, hey, that can happen, we can make it. And so with that hope, that mental concept of hope, they were able to do so much more, 240 times as much than the rats that didn't have that hope, because they simply hadn't proven to themselves or seen for themselves that a better future is possible. And so my takeaway when I read this section in the book, which I just thought was amazing, is hope is incredibly important. If you are going to do anything in your life at all, whether that be get a promotion at work, fix your marriage, run a marathon, have victory at any championship or hobby or pursuit you have to have hope. You have to believe without a doubt that you are going to prevail in the end. And you've got to be willing to pursue multiple pathways to get there and pivot. Because if there's anything I've learned over having started my own shop 3 years ago and becoming a coach, it's that things don't always go the way we expect them to. And we sometimes have to be willing, when plan A isn't working, to pick up plan B or C or D. But we've got to get specific as to what does that plan entail? How specifically am I going to get there? What are my next 1 or 2 or 3 steps to move forward? And then along with that, accompanying that, is this belief, this knowing belief, I am going to do it. I can do it. I will figure it out. It is not impossible. I think so often our success comes down to this. It's the Henry Ford adage. Either we think we can or think we can't, but either way, we are right. The chances of us actually doing something that we don't really think we can do are slim to none. There's really no examples of that I know of where someone went into a feat and said, I just don't think I can do this. I'll try, but I really feel confident I'm not going to be able to do it. And then they emerged victorious. All the examples I've heard of people doing epic things, they went into it saying, there may not be evidence of me doing this before, but there is evidence of me being successful in other ways. I do believe that I can figure things out, I can get to solutions, I can find the answers, I can find a way. I have seen many examples of that in a past life with other things. And so I'm going to use that self-love, that compassion, that courage, that conviction, that confidence to help me through whatever new challenge I'm creating. Again, we think we can, we think we can't. Either way, we're right. We have hope of a future. We're going to swim for 60 hours compared to 15 minutes. You have to have hope. With that, I really want to thank Sean Hoyt. Sean recommended this book to me. He's out of the Massachusetts area, and we've only met a few times in real life, but they've all been memorable and special. And I am now reading this 1,000-page book thanks to Sean. And so Sean, thanks for letting me I share this example today out of this book you shared with me. So many other great nuggets in here. Arate by Brian Johnson, highly recommend it. I'm about 300 pages into it, which isn't that much, but yeah, the swimming rats has been one of the things I've liked best so far. So with that, everybody make a great day. Go have some hope out there. Make sure you know you can and will do whatever it is that you're setting out to do. Really believe that. With that, everybody make a good one. Bye.